Hey everyone, Alex at Rangate here again, and we got a fun one today. We're going to be changing out all of the 4 different kinds of knives on our multi-use tool. So before we get started, let's go over the equipment we'll need for this job. First of all, you can see we've placed the tool on a rubber mat. Carbide knives can be damaged by hitting a hard surface like the shaper table, so this mat protects the tool as well as the table. Make sure you place it on a very stable, even surface. We've got a T20 wrench here. It's going to apply the right amount of torque to the screws where they're not over tight or loose. And you can see that we've got a Torx bit slotted in it, and that's going to go with the screws that we're changing out here. We've also got a standard wrench with a hex type bit that we'll use for the wedges and gibs. This comes standard with the cutter. I've got a soft bristle brush here that we're going to clean out the tool, the knives, and the wedges with. If you're working near an airline, you can blow out the cutters as well with compressed air. I'm going to go ahead and put on a pair of these cut-resistant gloves. Before I start working, I'm going to separate the tool elements to keep everything stable. So looking at the housing for radius knives, you can see here that there are 5 different positions on the cutter that we could set the radius knife at, depending on the thickness of the material that we're working with. So we're going to loosen this gib and reposition the knife at a different depth today. I'm going to give the housing a quick brush here. I'm also going to brush out the gib and the knife. So this cutter can take a variety of knives for different radius dimensions. So if we wanted to choose a more or less rounded radius at the same time, we could also do that while we're swapping out, as well as repositioning. I'm going to lay the tool element flat on the table and slowly back off this screw. Now when you get this tool, you'll see that there are open positions on the tool body here, and these are optional positions for groover knives, and you can choose to fill these depending on your needs. And it's one of the nice things about this cutter, and it really gives you some added flexibility. As I keep this at 90 degrees and slowly tighten it down, you'll start to see the Logifix system slowly move this knife into the correct position on the cutter. Now I'll just apply some firm downward pressure and turn for that final click. I'm going to use this Allen wrench to back off both of these screws and remove the wedge and the knife from its housing. We'll give the housing a quick brush. This straight knife is reversible, so we'll brush it off before placing it back on the cutter. Be sure to reposition the straight knife so the flat end is down. We're going to slowly back in both of these screws. And when both are loosely tightened, we'll give each a little bit of a final tightening here. I'm just going to slowly move this out while keeping the wrench at 90 degrees. And we can use this dot on the knife as a reference point when we're turning it. So we'll turn it 90 degrees and use a fresh edge. I'm just going to keep the wrench at 90 degrees and slowly let the Logifix system position the knife correctly. When it's close, I'm going to apply some downward pressure and turn until I hear the click. Thanks for watching, everyone. Let us know what you think in the comments and tell us what you'd like to see for next time.